Question 1. Which book in the Old Testament describes the creation of the world? A. Genesis. B. Exodus. C. Deuteronomy. D. Psalms. The right answer is letter A, Genesis. Genesis is the first book of the Old Testament and contains the account of creation in chapters 1, 2. Question 2. Who was thrown into a den of lions for refusing to stop praying to God? A. Joseph. B. Elijah. C. Daniel. D. Samuel. The right answer is letter C, Daniel. Daniel was thrown into a lion's den but was protected by God because of his unwavering faith. Daniel 6. Question 3. Which Old Testament king wrote many of the Psalms and was known for his musical talents? A. Saul. B. Solomon. C. David. D. Hezekiah. The right answer is letter C, David. King David, known for his musical gifts, wrote many of the Psalms expressing his devotion to God. Question 4. What is the name of the book that details the departure of the Israelites from Egypt? A. Numbers. B. Exodus. C. Leviticus. D. Deuteronomy. The right answer is letter B, Exodus. Exodus describes Moses leading the Israelites out of Egypt and their journey through the wilderness. Question 5. Who became queen of Persia and saved her people from destruction through her courage? A. Ruth. B. Deborah. C. Vashti. D. Esther. The right answer is letter D, Esther. Esther became queen of Persia and used her position to save the Jews from Haman's genocidal plot. Esther 4:9. Question 6. What structure was built by King Solomon as a place for God's presence to dwell? A. The tabernacle. B. The golden calf. C. The temple. D. The palace of Lebanon. The right answer is letter C, the temple. King Solomon built the temple in Jerusalem as a permanent dwelling place for God's presence. 1 Kings 6:8. Question 7. Which prophet confronted King Ahab and called fire down from heaven on Mount Carmel? A. Elisha. B. Isaiah. C. Jeremiah. D. Elijah. The right answer is letter D, Elijah. In 1 Kings 18, Elijah calls fire from heaven to prove that the Lord is the true God and to defeat the prophets of Baal. Question 8. Which city did Joshua lead the Israelites to conquer by marching around its walls for 7 days? A. Bethel. B. Ai. C. Jericho. D. Hebron. The right answer is letter C, Jericho. Joshua led the Israelites to victory over Jericho after marching around the city walls for 7 days. Joshua 6. Question 9. What is the name of the king who was known for his great wisdom and wrote much of Proverbs? A. Saul. B. David. C. Solomon. D. Josiah. The right answer is letter C, Solomon. Solomon, known for his wisdom, wrote much of the book of Proverbs, offering guidance on life and relationships. Question 10. Which book is considered a collection of love poetry attributed to King Solomon? A. Psalms. B. Ecclesiastes. C. Isaiah. D. Song of Songs. The right answer is letter D, Song of Songs. Song of Songs, also called the Song of Solomon, is a collection of romantic poetry attributed to King Solomon. Enjoying the quiz so far? Make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel so you won't miss future quizzes on the Old Testament and other biblical topics. Question 11. Which patriarch wrestled with God and had his name changed to Israel? A. Isaac. B. Esau. C. Jacob. D. Abraham. The right answer is letter C, Jacob. Jacob wrestled with God and was renamed Israel, becoming the father of the 12 tribes. Genesis 32:22-32. Question 12. Who was the mother of Samuel praying fervently for a son and dedicating him to God's service? A. Ruth. B. Sarah. C. Deborah. D. Hannah. The right answer is letter D, Hannah. In 1 Samuel 1:2, Hannah prays fervently for a son and dedicates Samuel to God after his birth. Question 13. Which prophet saw a vision of a valley of dry bones coming to life? A. Isaiah. B. Jeremiah. C. Ezekiel. D. Amos. The right answer is letter C, Ezekiel. Ezekiel 37 describes a vision of a valley of dry bones coming to life, symbolizing the restoration of Israel. Question 14. Which book contains prophecies about the suffering servant who would bear the sins of many? A. Jeremiah. B. Isaiah. C. Zechariah. D. Daniel. The right answer is letter B, Isaiah. Isaiah 53 contains prophecies about the suffering servant who would bear the sins of humanity. Question 15. What is the name of the city where Jonah was sent to preach repentance, but initially fled from? A. Babylon. B. Bethel. C. Jericho. D. Nineveh. The right answer is letter D, Nineveh. Jonah was called to preach repentance to Nineveh, but initially fled from God, resulting in his encounter with a giant fish, Jonah 1:3. Question 16. Who led the Israelites out of Egypt through the Red Sea and to Mount Sinai? A. Abraham. B. David. C. Moses. D. Gideon. The right answer is letter C, Moses. Moses led the Israelites out of Egypt through the Red Sea and to Mount Sinai, where he received the 10 Commandments, Exodus 12:20. Question 17. Who interpreted dreams for Pharaoh and rose to power in Egypt after being sold into slavery by his brothers? A. Isaac. B. Benjamin. C. Joseph. D. Judah. The right answer is letter C, Joseph. Joseph interpreted Pharaoh's dreams, leading to his rise to power in Egypt despite being sold into slavery by his brothers. Genesis 37:41. Question 18. Which prophet was called by God to marry a prostitute named Gomer to symbolize Israel's unfaithfulness? A. Hosea. B. Joel. C. Zechariah. D. Micah. The right answer is letter A, Hosea. God called Hosea to marry Gomer as a symbol of Israel's unfaithfulness to him. Hosea 1:3. Question 19. Which book contains a prophecy about a new covenant where God will write his law on people's hearts? A. Isaiah. B. Ezekiel. C. Jeremiah. D. Joel. The right answer is letter C, Jeremiah. Jeremiah 31:34 contains a prophecy about a new covenant in which God's law will be written on people's hearts. Question 20. Who confronted King David about his sin with Bathsheba through a story about a stolen lamb? A. Samuel. B. Gad. C. Nathan. D. Elijah. The right answer is letter C, Nathan. Nathan confronted David about his sin with Bathsheba by using the story of a stolen lamb, 2 Samuel 12. Question 21. Which king of Babylon captured Jerusalem and exiled the people of Judah to Babylon? A. Sennacherib. B. Cyrus. C. Xerxes. D. Nebuchadnezzar. The right answer is letter D, Nebuchadnezzar. Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, captured Jerusalem and exiled Judah to Babylon, 2 Kings 25. Question 22. What was the name of the Philistine giant defeated by David with a sling and a stone? A. Goliath. B. Og. C. Abimelech. D. Achish. The right answer is letter A, Goliath. Goliath was defeated by David with a sling and a stone, demonstrating God's power, 1 Samuel 17. Question 23. Which book is considered a series of proverbs and reflections on the meaning of life? A. Psalms. B. Proverbs. C. Ecclesiastes. D. Isaiah. The right answer is letter C, Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes contains proverbs and reflections, often lamenting the futility of life without God. Question 24. What is the name of the oldest book in the Bible, describing a man's suffering and faithfulness despite trials? A. Genesis. B. Job. C. Exodus. D. Ruth. The right answer is letter B, Job. Job is often considered the oldest book in the Bible, detailing Job's suffering and faithfulness to God despite his trials. Question 25. Which prophet spent 3 days and nights in the belly of a giant fish after fleeing God's command? A. Amos. B. Jonah. C. Micah. D. Zechariah. The right answer is letter B, Jonah. Jonah spent 3 days and nights in the belly of a giant fish after fleeing God's command to preach to Nineveh. Jonah 1:2. Thanks for joining us for our Old Testament quiz. How many questions did you get right? Be sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and comment your score below. We can't wait to see you next time.